things, species that sorry, readjusting, that's called humans, and we think that universal law doesn't apply to us. We think that for some reason that we are special, or that we don't have to follow these laws. Now, how do we do that? How do we give ourselves the free pass? Well, what we do is we create this thing, and we call it the soul. And what the soul does, or what it allows humans to do, is allows them to surpass the paradox that becomes apparent when we see, okay, I watched my grandma die, and I just left her body there. She didn't go to an afterlife. You know, her body decayed in the ground. It became food for the worms. Her little particles went into worms and then became, was used to reproduce and became more worms, and then a tree grew out of her body. And all this new life came from her old life, but where did she go? Well, if she has a soul, it doesn't matter what happens to her body. Yeah, I could throw it off a cliff, I could dig a giant hole and put it in there, I could throw it in the river. It doesn't matter, because I can openly admit, yes, new life came out of her dead body, but that's not what's important. Her soul transcended somewhere else. So, what is the soul? First off, before we continue any farther, I would like to make the assumption that there is a soul, and that it's real. But what is it? Now, we've already made some huge leaps and bounds in this 11 minutes and 30 seconds that I've been talking so far. And because unfortunately I can't go on for hours and hours and hours, so I'm trying to keep this very general and generic. So what if we assume, once more, that this soul that exists is actually made out of energy? That our life force is energy? Well, that the kiss of life, sorry, I'm going to continue on with it. The kiss of life that God gave to man is energy. And that's what keeps us going. That's what makes us unique. That's what keeps us, what I would say, human. Our bodies came from the dust, and they go back to the dust. Well, according to the first law of thermodynamics, the energy in us can't go anywhere. I mean, energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. So why would it make sense, or why would it follow that when we die, the energy in our body, our soul as we call it, which some argue is nothing more than conscious mind, and the soul isn't real at all, but we've already been over that. It's real. It wouldn't make sense that it would somehow miraculously transform out of this realm. It would make more sense that it would stay around for a little bit. Not stay around for a little bit. It would make sense that it would transform as well, in the same way that our body does. In the same way that our body transforms into the dirt, which transforms into, a seed lands in it, and then the nutrients is used up, or an animal comes along and eats it. It's like in The Lion King, when Foster's like, when we die, our bodies become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass, and thus is the great circle of life. It's like that whole little thing. What if the soul follows a similar pattern? What if, because it being energy, it cannot go to heaven or go to hell, but it simply follows the laws of the universe? It's from this realm, it goes back to this realm, that the universe is like God's recycling center, a perfectly oiled machine where he reuses what he's already made. That his creations continue to be just that, his creations. There's not like a giant soul lottery out there where he's making new people all the time, making new things, making new worms and new trees, but perhaps that the universe exists in its same way that it always has, and that we have been here a lot longer than we like to think. And in that sense, the afterlife is exactly what the word says. It's life after life, rather than looking at it as life after death. And it would make us, in essence, truly immortal. But anyways, it's an interesting thought that I had, and I thought I would share. And there's a lot of people that have written things about it, as you can probably tell. And it's one of those things that I guess you will never know, because even if it was true, there's some people who claim to remember their past lives, but if it is true, when we die, we start our lives over and don't know. But if it's not true, it sure is an interesting thing to think about. Okay,
marching to Zion, a camera in my hand. I hear people cry